In this session of TS Academy, we'll discuss how microorganisms are our friends and foe or enemies. Now, what are microbes or microorganisms? Microorganism or microbes are organisms which are microscopic. That is, they are not visible to the naked eye. They are very small, very tiny, and it includes bacteria, fungi, archaea, protists, and viruses. The study of microorganism is called microbiology. Now, some of the examples of unicellular microbes, which means they are single cell, right? Like paramecium, amoeba, bacteria, and yeast. Now, example of multicellular microbes, which means they are made up of number of cells, more than one cells, birds, animals, human beings, etc. Now, what is the difference between a unicellular organism and a multicellular organism? Very simple. Unicellular organisms are made up of single cell, whereas multicellular organisms are made up of different types of cells. The unicellular organisms have irregular shape. The multicellular organism, on the other hand, are bigger in size, and division of labor is at cellular, organ and organ system level. Life processes like reproduction, digestion, feeding and excretion occurs in one cell in unicellular organism. The multicellular organisms have a definite shape. Examples of unicellular organisms include amoeba, paramecium, yeast, protozoa, cyanobacteria, and other forms of bacteria. Examples of multicellular organisms include human beings, plants, animals, birds, and insects. Now, classification of microbes. There are bacteria that are unicellular, an oldest form of life which appear in variety of shapes and sizes like spherical, elongated, spiral, etc. Then we have fungi which are multicellular. They are heterotrophic, that is, they depend on others for food, and they live in colonies and prefer warm and moist places to grow. They are immobile, that is, they cannot move. For example, yeast, mushroom, molds, etc. Then you have protozoa. They are usually unicellular. Some of them are autotrophic, that is, they prepare their own food, while others are heterotrophic, which means they depend on others for food, and they prefer moist and aquatic habitats. They live in mostly singly, and unlike bacteria and fungi. Example, amoeba, paramecium, trypanosoma, etc. Algae is a multicellular organism or microorganism, and preferably they live in aquatic habitats. Example, Spirogera, Ultrolix, etc. Now, virus is an exception. Virus is also microscopic, but they are not considered as microbes because they behave like non-living organism when they are outside the host cell, and they reproduce only when they are inside the host cell. Now, microbes are our friends because they help us in preparation of products like curd, cake, bread, antibiotics, and beverages. They act as decomposers and biofertilizers, and they help in sewage treatment. Okay, let us understand how curdling of milk takes place. We take a bowl of milk and we add a spoon of curd. Now, curd contains lactobacillus, which converts sugar in the milk, which is lactose, into lactic acid, which gives sour taste to the curd. The increase in acidity causes milk protein to turn into solid masses. This changes the texture of the curd. Now, the bacteria which is there in the curd helps us to treat and prevent diarrhea. It also helps in food breakdown and absorption of nutrients. How microbes help in baking bread, cake, etc. Now, yeast, which is added in the flour, is used as a raising agent in baking. The dough raises due to the action of yeast. If yeast is added to the dough during the kneading and left for some time, the dough flour contains carbohydrates and yeast. Now, yeast converts carbohydrates into carbon dioxide, which causes dough to rise. While preparing cake or bread, the dough is baked. When the baking is done, the yeast is killed, and which results in a soft and spongy baked products. Now, how microbes help in fermentation? Idli or dosa batter contain urad dal or urad pulses, which contains lactic acid bacteria, which is known as LAB. Now, formation of lactic acid and carbon dioxide gives sour taste to the batter. What are antibiotics? Microbes also help us in forming antibiotics. So, what are antibiotics? Antibiotics are chemical substances which are produced by one microorganism and prevents the growth of disease causing microbes. Alexander Fleming, a Scottish scientist, discovered the first antibiotic and named it penicillin. Okay, let's see how penicillin was discovered. Discovery of penicillin was a chance discovery. Fleming was experimenting with a bacteria called Staphylococcus. The petri dish had been left open by mistake and it was found to be contaminated by a blue-green mold. This visible mold growth inhibited the bacterial growth around itself. Fleming concluded that mold released a substance that inhibited bacterial growth. This substance was an antibiotic which was named penicillin after the mold Penicillium notatum. Penicillin was named after Penicillium notatum. Now, vaccines. How microbes help in vaccination. What is vaccination? Vaccination is a process that involves injecting killed or dead microbes into the body, which stimulate the immune system against the microbe, thereby preventing the disease. The healthy immune system is able to recognize the invading bacteria and viruses and produces substances which are known as antibodies to destroy or disable them. Okay, all of you must have got vaccination done. When the nurse gives you a shot of vaccination, what happens? When a shot is given, antigen refers to any foreign substance inside the body. When the virus enters your body, this is antigen. Now, these can be in form of chemicals, bacteria, pollen, viruses, etc. Now, what does antigen do is antigen triggers your immune system to produce antibodies. Antibodies are those which recognize the bacteria, recognize the antigen and produce the antibodies which will prevent its growth. Each antibody binds to a specific antigen and it prohibits the growth of that antigen into your body and prevents you from falling sick because you were already given a vaccination for that particular antigen. Microbe increase soil fertility. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to increase the fertility of soil by fixing nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich the soil with nitrogen. These microorganisms or microbes are commonly known as biological nitrogen fixer. Microbes also help in cleaning the environment. At the time when manure is being made, we collect the waste of plants, vegetables, fruit from nearby houses and gardens and put them in a pit meant for waste disposal. After some time, it is decomposed by microorganisms and it is converted into manure. By this method, environment is cleaned. Now, microbes can be harmful as well because they are disease causing microbes and they are known as pathogens. They cause disease in plants, animals, and human beings. Food, clothing, and leather are also spoiled due to the action of these microbes. Okay, some of the common human disease which are caused by microbes are tuberculosis, it is caused by bacteria, it is transmitted through air, and then we have measles, which is caused by virus, it is also transmitted through air. Chickenpox is also caused by virus, it is transmitted through air or by contact. Polio is also caused by virus, it is transmitted through air and water. Now, what are the preventive measures that we can take in order to combat these diseases? We can keep patient in complete isolation, keep the personal belonging of the patient away from those of the others, and vaccination can be given at a suitable age in order to prevent tuberculosis, measles, chickenpox, and polio. Next type of disease is cholera, which is bacteria based and it is caused by water or food. Typhoid is also caused by bacteria. Again, mode of transmission is water. How can we prevent cholera and typhoid? We can prevent it by maintaining good personal hygiene, good sanitation, and then we should consume properly cooked food, boiled drinking water, and by getting vaccinated. Hepatitis B is also caused by water virus and it is transmitted by water. We should drink boiled drinking water and should be vaccinated at a particular age. Then malaria is caused by protozoa. Carrier is mosquito. We can use mosquito net, repellent, spray the insecticide, control the breeding of the mosquitoes by not allowing the water to collect in our surroundings. Disease causing microorganisms in animals. Some microorganisms not only cause diseases in humans but also in plants but also in animals. For example, anthrax is an example of dangerous human and cattle disease which is caused by bacterium. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by a virus. Now, disease causing microorganisms in plant. Some microorganism causes disease in plants such as wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apples and others. These diseases reduce the yield of the crop. They can be controlled by using certain chemicals or pesticides which will kill the microbes and which affect the yield of. So some plant uh, disease causing microbes in plant are citrus canker, which is caused by bacteria and the mode of transmission is air. Rust of wheat is a fungi and caused mode of transmission is air or seed. Yellow vein mosaic of bhindi or okra is a virus based disease which is caused by the insect. Now there are methods of food preservation. You might ask, what is preservation? Preservation is when we prevent our food from getting spoiled. Now there are various methods like chemical method. Now chemical method, preservatives like salt and edible oil is used to check the growth of microorganism. Example is pickle to prevent the attack of the microbes. Now you can also use sodium benzonate and sodium metabisulfate as common preservatives which is used in squash and jams to check the spoilage. Then preservation by common salt. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mango, tamarind, etc. Now, preservation by sugar. Sugar is also used as preservative for jams, jellies, and squashes. It reduces the moisture content, which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Oil and vinegar are used to prevent spoilage in pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Vegetable, fruits, fish, and meat are often preserved by this method. Heat and cold treatment. Boiling of milk kills many microorganisms. After that, it can be stored or used. We keep our food in refrigerator. Low temperature inhibits the growth of microbes. Pasteurized milk can be used without boiling because it is free from harmful microbes. This is so because milk is heated to about 17 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then it is suddenly chilled and stored. By doing so, this process prevents the growth of microbes, and this process was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Therefore, it is called pasteurization. Now, if I ask you a question, what is pasteurization? Pasteurization can simply be defined as a process where milk is heated to 700 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and then it is suddenly chilled and stored. Right? Then storage and packing. Dry fruits and even vegetables can be sold in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Now, food poisoning. What is food poisoning? It is defined as an illness that is caused by eating contaminated food or water. This food or water is contaminated either by bacteria, viruses, parasites, or other toxins. Now, nitrogen fixation. What is nitrogen fixation? Nitrogen fixation is a process of converting atmospheric nitrogen into nitrogenous compound. Now, key players are Rhizobium bacteria, which lives in the root nodules of the legume plant, fix nitrogen from the atmosphere. Nitrogen from the atmosphere is fixed by biological nitrogen fixers like blue-green algae and some bacteria. Fungi and decomposers that degrade organic waste compounds into simple substances ready for reuse by. Now, what is nitrogen cycle? Total nitrogen in atmosphere is 78% of nitrogen gas, which can not be taken directly by plants and animals. Nitrogen is important because it is part of proteins, chlorophyll, nucleic acids, and vitamins. Now, who are nitrogen fixers? Certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into nitrogenous compounds. Use of fixed nitrogen. Once nitrogen is converted into usable compounds, it is utilized by plants from the soil through their roots for synthesis of plant protein and other compounds. Okay, now what is nitrogen cycle? Circulation of nitrogen between the organism and the atmosphere is called nitrogen cycle. Microorganisms residing in the root nodules of the leguminous plants fix nitrogen from the air into the soil and increase the fertility of the soil. Lightning also fixes small amount of nitrogen. Microbes present in the soil act on the decomposed harmful and smelly substances, leading to a cleaner environment. If we look at the cycle here, bacteria and fungi present in the soil convert the nitrogenous waste into nitrogenous compound. Some of it is are used by the plants, while other bacteria convert some part of them to nitrogen gas, which goes back to the atmosphere. Right? As a result, percentage of nitrogen and nitrogenous compound in the atmosphere remains more or less constant. Thank you.